Hello, and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News Channel. We have massive adoption on the way, or at least a signal of a massive adoption on the way for Bitcoin and cryptos. An entire North American, not just anywhere, North American. It's Canadian, yes, which means not USA, but Canada is basically like sort of like USA North, as a lot of people guess. I'm not really sure if Canadians would be offended by that. I hope not. But they're actually going to allow players to be paid in Bitcoin. Hopefully, this has an effect on the NBA, NFL, or even maybe like the development league. So the Canadian Elite Basketball League, or CEBL, not really sure how they're elite, will now allow its players to be paid in Bitcoin, and this actually makes it the first North American professional sports league to pay its players directly in Bitcoin. Now, it says it's allowed. It doesn't mean it's like mandatory. I think the players will have a choice of being paid in Bitcoin, and BitBuy is going to facilitate the process. This is pretty big news because it is pretty close to home in the United States, and it might eventually affect leagues like the NBA and the NFL. Now, we know there's certain players in the league that want to be paid in Bitcoin or already being paid in Bitcoin in like the NFL or the NBA. And there's people facilitating doing that. And there's even teams that actually accept, like the Dallas Mavericks and Mark Cuban, they actually accept, Bitcoin or Dogecoin or whatever as payments. But there isn't an entire league-wide thing that actually allows its players to be paid in Bitcoin. But this is league-wide. It's not one player, not five players, not one team, but an entire league. Hopefully, and obviously it's basketball. Hopefully, this will affect the NBA sooner or later, especially if people start demanding this option. Obviously, regulations in the United States have to allow this. However, I think with regulations in Canada shaping up and Mexico looking at basically adopting Bitcoin or sooner or later, I do believe the US will actually have to follow suit. So the Canadian Elite Basketball League, maybe I don't know if that's like a feeder league into the NBA. I don't really know much about the CEBL. I've really never heard of them before. But it is a professional league, and these are professionals that are going to be paid, or at least being allowed to be paid in Bitcoin. It's really good news. Now, I don't think this will obviously directly translate to the NBA. Even if the US regulations actually loosen up and they allow sports teams, I don't think the NBA will just all of a sudden allow it. I think they'll go with the development league first, the G League or whatever the heck they call it now. And then if that works very well and a lot of players are interested, that will flow into the NBA. Now, remember, these NBA players, they make a lot of money. Like each team has hundreds of millions of dollars on their payroll each year. And some of these sports stars are pretty influential. So if they actually see the Canadian players being paid in Bitcoin, and then those Canadian players making a lot of money off that Bitcoin because they're being paid in Bitcoin, they might actually demand that the NBA or the NFL want to actually pay them in Bitcoin as well. So it could definitely flow because of player influence. And these players, like it or not, yes, sports stars and celebrities may not understand crypto all that well. But the thing is, they have ears of the people, they have ears of politicians. If they make a ruckus about wanting to accept Bitcoin, that could actually get the ball rolling on regulations. So that is the news for today. Let me know what you think, like and subscribe, and hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.